such as anxiety squid, who is always telling you how everything will go wrong and you're shit and no one ever loved you anyway. There's frustration panda, who insists that effort is boring, so don't do it. Depression horse, who recommends you end your own life. And then there's ket moose, the moose who suggests at all times that you should be doing more ketamine. Might be a bit specific, that last one. Anyway, these guys are usually hiding under the surface, telling you what's what, but is there a way to quiet them down? Well, maybe. Yes. Imagine your mind is a big concert. There is the audience, who does all of the watching and listening. This is the core of your mind, right? Just pure awareness, you with a capital Y. But then there's the orchestra. They represent all the sensations in your mind, good and bad, everything flowing in. Sometimes you're eating a lovely sandwich or hanging out with someone you think is a bit special and the orchestra plays a happy number. Other times you get fired or some witless dickhead puts sugar in your tea. And now the orchestra are playing quite a different tune indeed. The point is that the orchestra never stops. They're always playing something or other in your mind about what's happened, happening, or what will happen. They never shut up. We're constantly swimming in thoughts. And sometimes the audience starts thinking they are the orchestra. That is the root of the problem with fear and unpleasant emotions, it seems. We forget that most nasties are just mind nasties. The funny thing is that there are only 100 chairs in the brain concert. Now, on those days in life when there's nothing to worry about and stuff's going well, maybe it's 90% audience and 10% orchestra. There's nothing to fight against. You've got control of your own head. But the real danger time is when you're afraid or pissed off, like when you have to do something scary and the audience starts trying to run away. But of course the orchestra doesn't like it when you try to run away, so more move in and play louder and louder until the whole concert is 95% orchestra and 5% poor audience, and you lose control of your mind. Your bubble of awareness shrinks and Captain Dickhead McTerror just fills the vacuum for as long as you let him. So what to do then? Well, who's really in control here? The orchestra or the audience? Your conscious mind or the sensations inside it? Well, it's the audience, right? They pay for the concert. That's who everyone is here for. The parts of your mind just observing everything. If the audience don't like what's playing, they can just listen for a while. They're not personally responsible. They didn't write the music. Besides, they know it's only music anyway. That is the basis of most meditation, pretty much. Reminding yourself over and over that mind nasties are just noise. Fear is just a shit orchestra, and that watching it instead of getting drawn in is a very, very good way to kill it. Same goes for all the other little bastards in the brain zoo. Meditation doesn't have to be performed sitting down cross-legged with an incense stick up your ass. It's equally doable right before you're about to get up on stage or do something else you're bothered by. It's the mindset, right? Observing rather than getting drawn in and freaking out. This isn't easy to do, and humans have been working on it for thousands of years. It starts with remembering that thoughts and sensations are only noise in the first place. They aren't you with a capital Y, that is. The audience isn't the orchestra. If shit music is playing, they can just listen and not pay. And what happens when people stop paying for bad orchestras? Well, they go out of business, eventually, until it's just one guy left on stage, playing crappy trombone, and the only person he's harming is himself. Isn't that right, Clive? Knobhead. One more thing. If you really wanted to find out where that sense of you-ness is coming from in the first place, the audience, well, let's go on a little mental adventure. Where is you? Well, first let's forget your life and identity for a second, right? Because that isn't really you. Then let's try to ignore all the sensations in your head, all your desires and daydreams and phobias and memories and hatred of British people, because that isn't really you either. And let's just go right to the back of your mind, where real you lives. But when we get there, it's just empty space, right? There's no sign of a self or a real identity. There's no one home. Where's you with a Y? Well, there isn't one. Not if you take everything else away. I hope, like me, you find that absolutely terrifying interesting, and I'm not sure what that means, but sometimes it's nice just to have a good old look at the wiring under the board, now and again, to remind yourself that we are very, very weird machines. Most of the time, we just listen to the orchestra and do whatever it tells us to. Get nervous, freak out, panic. But with a bit of determination and practice, plenty of people have gotten good at telling their audience to stay seated when something awful is going on. Lots of links below about how to get started, if you're interested. I know this sounds a bit culty, but it isn't. It's basically just recycled Buddhism without the frilly stuff. But anyway, that is the idea of meditation, really. To get you to a point where you can say goodbye anxiety squid, hasta la vista depression horse, and alright, you compelling little drug moose, let's go get some fucking ketamine!